Hey, welcome. I'm painting this Eat Orc bust and trying to figure out why my chatbot is not working. If this works now, I relaunched it. No, it's not working. I think I need to reconnect my account. How do I do this? I think I have to log in again. What is everybody up to tonight? It's Friday night, which is cool. If for those of you that work Monday to Friday jobs, I do not. So should have texted me 895 0926. Met. Authorize. Connect. Oh wow. Okay. Should be fixed. Welcome. Where'd it go? Why isn't it there? Let's try it here. Welcome. Wow. Okay. So we're not gonna work. That's cool. I like it when my chatbot has one job and it doesn't work. Oh, maybe the bot needs to be connected too. Username Katie Gnomebot. I'm sorry, I'm not painting right now. I didn't know this was gonna do this. Otherwise, I would have done that before I went live. But if anyone wants to use any commands, I would like them to work. No? Oh, they emailed me a code. No, they did not email me a code. They said they did. There it is. 738 957. Authorize. Connect. Connect. I should have fixed it. Alright, I give up. Alright, no chatbot today. Sorry. What if I did this? Alright, we're gonna do it that way. Alright, anyway, I'm gonna paint like I said I was going to 10 minutes ago. Let me get some brushes out for you. Well, for me, you're not. Oh, I ruined that one. Okay, that's cool. So I'm working on this bust. I have undercoated it with various tones using my airbrush. I did not want to do that on live stream because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't even know why I'm on live stream now because I don't know what I'm doing. I started off with a highlight of Stylinariz Gray all over, and then I hit it with white coming from this direction. And then I started with, this is all Pro Acrylic paints besides the primer right now. I'm going to challenge myself and use as many Pro Acrylic paints as I can and go from there. I started out with Shadow Flesh. You can see Shadow Flesh inside the shadows of her face, which is mostly where I wanted it to be. And then you can see it over here where like her arms being kind of squeezed. I tried to keep it really shadowy areas, and you know, it's in the small of her back down here. I'll have to touch it up. And then I hit her with some dark camo green from this side, camo green from this side, and then regular green, and then bright yellow green with some ivory mixed in for my final highlights, which kind of just looks like it hit her jaw and I kind of failed. Because I am not a pro at the airbrush, and I'm also not a pro at painting busts. So I kind of wanted to give you a noob take. This is my second bust ever. My first one, I actually painted the skin like 2 years ago, and I finished the skin and didn't do anything else, and then I just finished her up recently. So I haven't even painted skin at this scale in over 2 years. I'm actually using a wet palette. You never see me use wet palettes because I don't use them. But I figured it would be useful for this occasion. I use a old grass tuft box from Citadel because it's perfect. So enough talking because I'm gonna paint. I don't know why I said it like that. But I'm sorry my chatbot's broken. I'm very upset about that. So I think where I'm gonna start, I want to bring some of this shadow flesh back to the picture because I lost some of it. Lost it. Oh my, I haven't used it. Like, I seriously have not used a wet palette really, like, ever because I'm just stubborn and like, I don't need one of those. And then I'm like, man, I really wish I used one. Like I said, I'm stubborn and it's really silly and pointless to be so stubborn. Don't be like me. Just do the things that people say are beneficial instead of trying to be like me, and I don't need that. Because they're helpful. Especially in cases like this where I imagine I'm going to be doing a lot of blending. I'm going to throw up some of this camo green too. And then some of this dark camo. Just so I have some stuff. Alright. So, let's begin. I'm like terrified right now. Alright. I'm gonna start somewhere easy. Taking some deep crevasses here. Gonna test my paints. I really like the flesh tone as a shadow on orcs. And also use this as like her lip color as well. We'll just kind of get a little bit of that in there. To kind of get it started. But I promise you I am going to struggle with this, and I hope anyone tuning in can provide me with input and help, because that's mainly why I decided to go live. I'm like, man, I'm not going to be good at this. I don't know why I'm going to go live. And I was like, well, maybe the right person will tune in and be able to help me. Some of you are pros, and I am just... I mainly do gaming stuff. But I saw this bust, and I was like, I'm gonna paint that bust. It's gonna happen. I don't even know if what I did with the airbrush was, like, useful or not. Like, that's how clueless I am on all this. I thought the face would be a good place to start. Faces, for some reason, are easier to me than anywhere else on a model, because they're small and they just come naturally to me. Painting things like arms doesn't come naturally to me. I might paint her eyes first. And I want the extremities of her face to have more of this fleshy color. Because I like it. And this paint is really thin. You can see it's pretty transparent over the green. And because of the way I paint, this might end up looking a little bit more video gamey than realistic. Like my last bust that I painted, I got a lot of comments saying that it looked like a computer render. I'm like, well, it's not, but thank you? think, yeah, after this, I'm going to go ahead and get her eyes painted so that I don't do too much to this face and then screw it up when I go to paint the eyes, because we all know how that goes. Eventually, I think what I want to do is follow up some of the deeper shadows with like a violet. That might interact with the shadow flesh a little bit. Pretty excited to see how that kind of works. See how that's like a really strong, striking line. I'm gonna go back over it with this dark camel green, and it kind of filters it out a wee bit. This shadow stuff, shadow flesh needs to be thin, thin, thin. Just let that sit, because I don't. Hey, Joxer, what's going on? Thank you, thank you. She's pretty badass. She's a resin print. You can't tell, but she's printed. She is, and she's hollow, so she's not heavy. Cover up that mistake of mine. I did not print it. I paid somebody to print it because I'm not good at that. I don't have a printer. It's not that I'm not good at it. I could be. I don't have one. I had Impact Miniatures do it. So I'm already kind of straying away from my undercoat with the airbrush, which is okay, because I mostly used it to kind of map what I'll be doing. Yeah, I would like one too, but I got other things to worry about right now. Like I really want one day, and I think I'll end up with one day. Because I see how paying people can get expensive if you don't have one. Like for example, this I screwed this up. I don't know why I'm doing this tonight. Sorry. I knew I wasn't going to be any good at this. Out of my realm. What can I do to fix you? Crap. But yeah, I'm yeah, but I just started, so I'm like I feel like I just already screwed the whole thing up. It's fine. I haven't painted a bust in a long time, especially flesh. And I've also never painted over an airbrushed undercoat before. This is my first time doing that. So there will be failures. I don't want to paint the hair yet because I'm still working on all this. I'll get to the hair once I'm like maybe halfway done with all the skin tone. Might just end up looking a little bit different than I expected, which is okay. I'm learning. Kind of like this nice saturated green. That looks kind of cool. So that was like the shadow flesh with the green over it, and then with this bright green. Kind of like that. Let's go with that. And it looks more rich. Because the airbrushed undercoat's pretty washed out. Because I was just kind of mapping with it. Hmm. It looks gritty. I think gritty is a good thing. I'm just kind of working like all over the place because, like I've said, I don't know what I'm doing. And that's fine. I think it's good for me to push myself and do something new. I think going forward, I don't need the airbrush to, I don't think I need it to map out my colors because I feel like I'm having more fun kind of freehanding all these shadows and placing them with the airbrush. It made me feel like, alright, I need it to look like this, and that's not what it needs to look like. I'm just kind of working my way through this face, side of her head. I'm starting with the shadow flesh, and then I'm working the greens over it. And it might be a disaster. And if it's a disaster, then that's okay. It'll be a disaster then. And I'll be like, alright. I'll have another one printed. Like, hey, I screwed that up. Make me another one, please. My paint's getting a little too thin here. Kind of turning into water and not flowing correctly. I'm loving this bright ass green. Love it. For anyone that knows how I paint, the brighter the colors, the happier I am. I like very vibrant looking things. Vibrant things make me happy. Can't wait to start adding some yellows into this. Yellows and ivories. Show. I believe in dark lining, so that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I'm just using the shadow color for skin to dark line. Dark lining is a nice, easy way to get some good contrast. Alright, I'm gonna let this kind of sit for a little bit because it's getting this nice, weird, shiny finish. So I'm not sure if it's getting tacky from working with it too much, or if it's just getting satin. So I'm gonna let it sit so I know for sure. It's just getting a little bit of a satin finish. Then I can mat it down. So we'll start going back over here. So I kind of wanted it to be lighter over here and then darker over here. I'm gonna try my best to keep that going. I don't really know how, because my brain doesn't see things like that. I'll figure. Just darken up my highlights and not go so bright. It's like you still want to highlight it. You just don't want to highlight it the same amount as it did over here. If that makes sense. I'm gonna worry about all these scars later on too. My goal for tonight is maybe to get a nice face. Or at least get all these greens worked into the face. Alright, see, that's not all satiny now. I don't do a lot of wet blending, if you can tell. I'm just not interested in wet blending. I'm kind of lightly glazing this light green over everywhere because I royally screwed up. What this is going to be a lot of, I can see, is working back and forth. So I want to get these like 3 tones ready before I start introducing other colors. Use a wet brush sometimes to kind of feather it, the paint, and to create a, yeah. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm tired and I'm an unhappy painter right now. We'll get through. I'll get through. So I don't like this way this crap is drying, is all tea stainy. Wonder why that is. Too thin? It'll take a while to cover those tea stains up. Hmm. Yeah, I'm not happy with this. I don't know if I should just give up now or keep going. I don't, not very confident in my abilities right now. It's fine. I'll figure it out. Gotta keep on working on it. If I don't work on it, I won't get better. It's very discouraging when this doesn't go the way you want it to go and you just get garbage. But it's fine. I like garbage. I feel like I'm starting to get some blends. Maybe once I start getting my yellows, it'll help. Okay. So, continue working from the right side of the face over to the left side of the face. Get that brow kind of nice and strong. And put that over the shadow flesh. Maybe get some of this shadow flesh in some of these wrinkles here. You can't see them, she's got wrinkles because she's making an angry face. And I really like the way the shadow flesh looks underneath the greens. I'm gonna keep rolling with that. And then kind of cover this all with green, since that's what we did on the other side, and that's what I'm committing to. I'm just going to tackle this one small section at a time. So I guess I'm using this more like a glaze. It's pretty thin and filtering what's underneath it, like a glaze should be doing. And remember, this is the lightest color I'm working with right now. Alright, so now we're getting over to here. Over here is dark. So, the way I'm going to approach that is by messing with stuff over here. Just kidding. For some reason I just can't get that jawline the way I want it to. Hold on. Alright. Sorry. So we're working our way across to the darker side of the face. And I'm still figuring out how I'm going to be doing this. So I still want the shadow flesh and the fleshy parts of her skin, just, you know, near cartilage. It's visible in some shadows. And I'm getting this inspiration from other 75mm scale models that people have painted. That are orcs, of course. They are orcs, of course. It's gonna be a Dr. Seuss book. Orcs, of course. Aha. So, we're gonna get darker over here. I'm gonna start painting in some of these shadows. What's helping this is the dark undercoat. That I had. Moving that around. It's my cheap way of wet blending. I call it wet brush. Oh, I wanna start working over here again. Working on some of these blends. So, trying to figure out how to get this tonal difference in between the two sides. It looks very drastic, which is kind of cool. I like that look, but I'm not sure what I'm going for. Maybe if I knew what I was going for, I wouldn't be having such a hard time. I'm just letting this kind of have an organic flow as I figure out where this piece is going to go. Where is she going to go? What am I doing with her? You know, things like this you got to think about. Or you're like me and you don't think about it and you just throw up Twitch and you're like, watch me struggle. I don't know how to paint. Because I don't. I just don't listen to me. I really don't know how to paint. That's cool. Well, I think I know how to paint. And then I do something like this and I'm like, oh boy. Let's get some eyes. I want some eyes. Maybe it'll help me bring some life to her. It might help me envision what she looks like a little bit better. As geeky as that sounds. Show me your life. Alright, so let's do something different. Give me some black paint. Going to black out the eyes. This is how I always paint eyes, in case you were wondering. I always start with a black eyeball. Because I'm getting a little fed up with this skin, I might start doing something else and come back to the skin at another session. Yeah, smaller. I'm bad at painting the right eye. They're mostly just squints. Not like a nice open eyeball, it's just a squinting eyeball. Because she's snarling as somebody approaches her, I would think. Or she's about to lead a band of other orcs into battle. What do you think she's? This one's even more squinty than the other one. Hmm. Now her eyes are blacked out. I have a few reference pictures that I've saved of orcs and how people paint their eyes. I kind of wanted to give her like yellow whites of her eyes instead of going for white. Do some searching here. What pictures I'm finding, the eyes they're squinting. Hmm. Let's start off with like a. Start off with this bright warm gray. Actually, what color should our iris be? Let's give her some orange eyes. I'm gonna do something a little bit different here. I have the eyes blacked out, right? I've got orange, and I'm gonna do burnt orange. And see what I get when I mix these. Give her kind of a medium orange iris. That. And I'm going to paint that where her iris is, which is in the middle of her eyeball. I'll dab of orange in the middle. And in this one, can't see much of her eyes, which is a shame. I love painting eyes. And then I'm going to take some of the regular orange that's not mixed and do a few flecks of that where I already painted orange. Kind of a highlight. And then the bright warm gray is an off-white. And these will be the whites of her eyes. I'm still keeping some of the black because I like the way it looks. It lines the eye and kind of a natural, or like a already done black line. And give her a nice little pupil. I like that. Alright, let's do that over here. Mm-hmm. And then one right here. And ta-da. I'm very picky on my eyes, which I don't know who wouldn't be. Anyone that's trying to do some display piece should be very picky on their eyes. So this one, I did the right eye better than I did the left eye. The left eye is missing some of the brighter orange. And it just looks messier. They're also at a different squint that I think is screwing with me a little bit. I think it's okay. Maybe a little bit more black on the top of this eye. I think that was it. And then I want a little fleck of solid white. There's a little reflection in her, a little twinkle in those eyes. Give them some life. Cool. I fix up the pupil here. Just a little bit more of the bright orange. Okay. Perfect. Alright, I think I'm gonna start working on a little bit more just to get some more colors going on here. Let me get some dark umber. There we go. This is just gonna be a quick base coat so I can lay down some colors for this leather piece. Because that's actually not her skin right there. Might as well paint these teeth brown as well. think it's over here too. Really weird the way this is designed. Hard to tell what the, like I had a hell of a time figuring out what this even was. I saw these weird lines. I asked a few people and got some direction. And she's gonna have black hair because she's an orc, and in my head, orcs have black hair. I'm gonna do that, base that in dark neutral gray. And I'll need a lot of that because she's got a lot of hair. Just a little bit darker than the primer was. Not paying too much attention to my special highlighting with this. That was mainly to help me out with the skin. The hair I kind of have a better understanding of. This is undiluted. Throwing it on there. I think seeing these other colors on the miniature, or bust really, will help me paint the rest of it. At least I hope that's the case. This project is going to take a while. I'm just doing it in between commissions to kind of push myself and see what I can make. And this piece is for myself too. I might be getting another one from another printer. And that one I want to paint in Urukai style. So like a brown, red-brown skin tone. The face paint. Trying to be careful because I'm getting a little messy, and when you get messy with brushes like this, paint can flick. So when I'm around the skin, I'm going a little bit slower. And this also has flyaways everywhere, so it might be time to switch to a different brush. But this did a lot of work. I think the baby's waking up. If she wakes up, I gotta go. I was gonna go to bed soon anyway. Nope, guess not. Get another brush for this. Maybe this size 2 rosemary. This isn't perfect, that's fine by me. I just want to see other colors on this bust, especially around her face like this. I think it'll help me a lot to get this painted. Or bang. Yeah, that definitely helps frame her face a little bit better. Baby's waking up, so I kind of gotta go. I got some work done on her. She'll get there one day. I'll see you guys.